Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna be doing the September update. I didn't do an August one because I was just really busy. A lot of stuff happened in August, and then started school, but everything's good. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for 100 subscribers. It means a lot. I don't think I'd get there that fast. But yeah, thank you. First of all, I'm gonna start with my indoor plants. So I do have my Nepenthes, Pinguiculas, and my planter, and just a Venus flytrap I'm growing indoors. So first of all, I'm gonna start with my planter. So this is just a SpongeBob planter I did a while ago. So right there I have my Bcp Golden Eye. It's growing pretty good, I guess. And then I do have my Moxisume crossed with Rotundiflora. I think there's like 3 plants in there. But they've been growing pretty fast. They've been getting a nice size. So right there I do have my Cyclocycta. There's like 3 plants there too. Really small. And then I have my Gigantea. This one's growing pretty fast, pretty big as well. And then I just added this one right here, which is my Ignited True Blue. So as you can see, it's just a pulling that I just put in there. And then right there I do have my Gracilis. That one's Hime Phaephitica, right there. And then this one I have my Lithuania, I don't know how to say it, but Tangerine, Lithuania, I think. But yeah, so that one's a Tangerine one from California Carnivores. And then down here I have my Condoy Giant, Emarginata. And then right here I have another Lithuania, Calicarn Red. So just a tiny leaf pulling I did a while ago. And I did add some Utricularia in there from my California Carnivore pots. I don't know. I just took a chunk and put it in there. I don't know if they're gonna spread or not, but we'll see. And then I do have my Pinguiculas. So right there, right here, I have my Gracilis. So as you can see, I did a couple ping pullings. As you can see, there's plenty of plants in there. So this one's been growing pretty good. Hasn't flowered yet, but the pullings have been growing really fast. And then I do have my, which is this one? All right, so right there I have my Gigantea. It's growing good, I guess. Not much to it. And my Marginatas, I went to Florida and I came back and these ones were dead. But these are leaf pullings, but I think that leaf pulling might be dead. That's the only one surviving. So I think I might just do new soil on here and just repot that one, because I do have my other Emarginata right here, which I can probably do ping pullings too, just to keep those alive. But yeah, so I think I just have to do new soil on this. And right here I have my Cyclocycta. Hasn't flowered either, but I did do a lot of ping pullings on this one. As you can see, there's multiple Cyclocyctas in there. Nice purple color. And this one I do have my, I've been saying it wrong. It's Rotundiflora crossed with Moxisume. So it's flowering right now. I did have like 3 flowers a couple weeks ago, but they all died off. And I just have 1 flower. And then I do have my Condoy Giant. I did some pullings on this one too, even though it's really, even though it's really small. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 little pullings in there. The one that was right here, I did in the planter, so it should be that one right there. By Patrick. But yeah, it's still pretty small. I got it pretty small, but it's been growing good. And right here are my Kilomoronensis. Still hasn't flowered. It was a nice pink color, but it just went back to like greenish. I don't know why. And then right here are my Bcp Golden Eye. As you can see, I did a pulling right there. There's like 3 plants in there. It hasn't flowered either. So it's just doing nothing. And I do have my Lithuania, Calicarn Red. I did a leaf pulling right there. It's really small though. And the other one is right here on my planter. And then I do have my Ignited True Blue. So it looks kind of bad just because I did that leaf pulling. And I did like other 3 leaf pullings, but they didn't make it. So I'm still recovering. So you can see it's growing a lot of new leaves. And then right here, I have my Lithuania Tangerine from California Carnivores. So that's the main one. That's just like the little part that came off of that one. And then I do have like really small leaf pullings right there. And then I do have my Hemiphyphitica. Hasn't flowered either. So just waiting for that. It's growing pretty nice. And I do have my Nepenthes Belly. That one's opening right there. The one on the far is opening. This one's starting to die off. But I should be making a new picture soon. I'm really liking this one. Nice fat pictures. My Burbigiae crossed with Aristo isn't really doing much. Never does much. I did create a new picture, but it died within like a week. I don't know why. I'm tired of that one. Then I do have my Jambon crossed with Dubii. Hasn't really done much either. But yeah. And then here I have my Ampulera crossed with Aristo. This one's growing pretty good. Like every single tendril is making a new picture. This one got a big leaf jump right here, and this one's like really big, and this one too. This one just opened a couple of days ago. It's looking really nice. Sorry, I don't know why it won't focus. There we go. It's looking really nice and big. So hopefully this new one right here is gonna be pretty big too. So as you can see, the leaf jump was a good size. So it was making small leaves right here, and then started making some big ones. So hopefully that one starts to produce bigger pictures. My Remus Bina crossed with Aristo as well. It's pretty nice. Has stayed relatively small. But usually every tendril is making a picture too. Here I have my V8 Vieci Pink Candy King crossed with Big Mama, I think. I'm making a new picture right there. And just the old one died and stuff. And here I just have my indoor Venus flytrap I've been growing under my lights. Ooh, looks like open. This is just a regular one I got from Walmart. But it's been growing okay. Not much to it. But yeah. And I'll go to my outside plants. Alright, so I'm outside with my outside plants now, which is just mainly my Venus flytrap and like 2 Drosera. So I'm just doing a lot of leaf trimming. So as you can see, there's a lot of dead leaves on the floor. And then I'm also transferring them into new trays, because the old ones were other water bottles. Just because the old ones are broken, full of dirt, because a lot of dirt goes into there. So I think they have a lot of mineral buildup. So I'm just cleaning them all up, flushing them and everything. So yeah. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just flushing them and then just putting them in the new trays. And then, because a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, I said like 10 out of all of them have getting like black tips and all of that on the new growth. So it's not overwatering, because I don't overwater them. And it's not like pests, because I've been checking all of them once when I was trimming all of the dead leaves on them, and I didn't see anything. So I don't know if it's just mineral buildup or something. Probably neem oil from when I had pest on like one plant. I sprayed all of them with neem oil, but I'm just flushing them all, loosening up the soil on some of them. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better. All right, so let's just go ahead and start. So we're gonna start with all the peat ones first. So right here I have Burgundy Bomber that I got from Craig's Carnivorous Plants. It's been doing pretty good. So right here I have all the other Burgundy Bombers that came from all the ones that he gave me. So I just put the biggest one in its own pot. Hasn't only gotten much red just because it's been under the shade. But I'm putting it up in where it gets full sun. So here's that one. It's still pretty small. I got them pretty small. This one's grown probably the biggest one out of all of them. Probably just I separated it into its own pot. And here we have Big Vigorous. It's been growing pretty nice. I did trim a lot of the old dead leaves and the ones that were starting to die off. A new one is coming up. Looks like it's gonna be pretty big. Some of them were getting some were turning black on the tips of the new growth. So I trimmed those too. So hopefully the new ones look better. That leaf right there looks like it's gonna be like a little bit deformed. I don't know why. Again, I don't see any pests or anything. I've inspected them all. But it looks like there's small growth right there. But yeah, there's Big Vigorous. And then I do have Freaky Star. I don't know what's going on with this one. Like, there's just like a lot of deformed stuff going down here. It has like one good leaf. But yeah, just flushed this one too and all that. But I don't know what's going down there. And I do have Wolverine from Craig's again. This one's been doing pretty good. Probably the teeth. I probably expected a little bit more, but it does look pretty nice. This one's been doing pretty good so far. I've had this one in the shade too, but I'm gonna put it up in the full sun. So it's not like shade, it's like no morning sun and then like full sun after like 12 or something. And I do have Phalanx right here. This one's been kind of slow. It's been looking the same ever since I got it, but it is producing growth. It's just all producing it like on this side. I don't know why, if it's getting full sun. But yeah, so I'm just gonna see how this one does. I don't know why it's being a little freaky. And then I do have Moon Traps. This one's been doing pretty good. Nothing bad out of this one. Here, as you can see, the traps on this one. This one does eat a lot. I trimmed out a lot of the dead leaves. See, this one's eating right here. And that one has a bug right here. But yeah, I haven't really seen any of them open like this ever since I got it, just because they've been eating so much. But I do like when they're open like that because they just look really pretty. I think this one just is relatively green, doesn't get that red. But I think this one is one of my better looking ones too. And this is the one I didn't mention. I don't think I've mentioned this one before, but it's Guava Sawtooth. They spelled it wrong right here. I got this one like in June or something. I don't know, May, June. Like a week after I did my last update. But yeah, this one's been growing pretty fast. It's been staying relatively short. But it does get nice and red. So I've been liking this one. I'm just waiting for it to get bigger. So hopefully next growing season. But yeah. And this one is also one of the new ones, Green Jaws Giant Shark. This one's been doing pretty good. Kind of looks similar to the Great White Shark. But I don't think not as vigorous as my Great White Shark. I think I'll show that one later. But yeah, it's been decent sized, but it's been growing pretty good. And right here we have Bohemian Garnet. This has been doing pretty good too. Nothing to complain about. It's just it's been staying relatively low to the ground. But nice and red. Okay traps. But yeah. And right here I have DCXL. I think this one was producing some black tip out of the new growth points, but the new ones look a little bit better. It's been okay on the size traps. It is still relatively small, but hopefully next growing season it'll be a little bit bigger. But it does look pretty good. Growing okay, not much out of it. And right here I have my Kim Jong-un. I mean, it's still been small, some growth, not much out of it. It's still pretty small, so I really can't say nothing about it. So hopefully next growing season it upgrades in the size. And right here I do have angel wings. I don't think any of them have fully opened all the way. I think this one was open all the way, but this one, but when I was watering it, it closed up a little bit. But they do be eating. I don't know how, since like their traps open like all the way like that. So I don't know if the bugs are just really dumb and really slow to be eaten like that. But this one's been doing pretty good ever since I repotted it or got it. But yeah. And then right here I have Cup Trap. Not much out of this one. It's been growing pretty good. New trap emerging right there. Looks like it's gonna be a nice size for the size that it's right now. But nothing to complain about. This one's eating too. So this one's been doing pretty good. And then Big Mouth. Nothing to complain about this one too. Stays relatively short to the ground. Most of them are closed because they're eating. So yeah, not a lot of color coming out of this one, just because mostly all of them do eat a lot, so they haven't really been coloring up, which is kind of sucks, just because, see, like, nice and red, because this one's been the one that's in the bottom, like in the bottom part, so it doesn't really get that much sun and the bugs really don't go down there. So like, not as the ones that get full sun that are on the top. So like, what I mean is like the top and the bottom. So the ones up in the bottom, they do get shaded right here. So they get morning sun facing down here, and they don't get like mid sun, and then they get like full afternoon sun. So they still get a lot of sun. They do grow pretty good. They just don't eat as much. So I think they have just a little bit better color on some of them. But yeah, it's been growing pretty good, pretty vigorously. I did cut a lot of the old dead leaves on it. But it's been doing pretty good. And right here I do have Lips and Lashes. So this one is the one that has the black tips on right there. So hopefully it starts to do some new growth with that isn't producing black tips. But yeah, not much. It does close up a lot. This one's opening, I think, just because they do eat a lot. And this one is also a newer one, Scarlantine. I do like the color on this one, red and green. I think this one was getting a black, no, never mind. Some new growth right there, new growth down there. But it's been doing pretty good so far, ever since I got them, because I did have them in the mail for a little bit because I forgot about them. So they've recovered pretty good, some nice size traps. They were going pretty smaller ones like this one. This one is an older one. So it has upgraded in size trap, which is good. And then I do have Big Tomato. This one was growing some black traps. I don't see any new growth on it, so hopefully it doesn't die. But I do have a leaf pulling inside that I've been growing, which has multiple growth points. So if it dies, I'm not really worried about it, just because I have more inside. Also with Big Mouth, I did do some leaf pullings on that one, but I'm not worried about that one. I'm just a little worried about this one, just because it is one of my bigger traps too. But I did trim a lot of the old dead leaves one and the new tips with the black, just because they weren't growing. And here I have Fts Trigger Happy. I did dry this one out a little bit, so it did kind of die back. I don't really know if it's growing. I think it is growing. It's just been growing some black tips. I'm putting this one in the full sun just because it was in the shaded part, just to see how it does. All right, and then right here I have the biggest ones. So right here I have Triton. I did post this one on my Instagram yesterday. So I don't know if that's like a seedling or a part of the plant, just because it's so far away. But it does have like a new growth point. That's the water right there. It's not a bug or anything. But this one's been doing pretty good. Nice size traps, really nice. I like it a lot. Really big. I think it's like one of my biggest ones, but I think one of my biggest ones would have to be the Southwest Giant. It's just like one of the biggest traps I think so far. I want to post this one on my Instagram too, but all the traps are closed just because they're eating. As I said again, they just eat a lot, which is why I really can't update any pictures on my Instagram, just because they're always eating. I really don't have any like fully open ones except for like Triton right now and like Moontrap and stuff. but they're like always eating, so I really can't update any pictures on my Instagram, which sucks, which I really want to do though. But these dang bugs just don't let me. And then I have my King Henry right here. I did have this one on the shaded part, but I did move it up like 2 weeks ago. But it's been doing pretty good. Nice long petioles. Nice size traps too. And then right here I have my Legross Luigi. It's been doing pretty good too. Looks like most of two of them are closed because they're eating. I think that one's barely opening up, or I think I accidentally triggered it. No, my mom just triggered it because she was out here right now. But that one's opening, and some new growth. I did trim a lot of the old dead leaves. Still had like some leaves from last fall, I think, or from this fall, which were starting to die back, so I just trimmed those. But it's been doing pretty good. And right here I do have my great white shark. So it's like similar to the green jaws giant shark, but it does seem to be like a little bit smaller. Now it is producing new growth right there. So this one's been doing pretty good too. It has like 2 growth points. All right, and then here I have just my California Carnivores plant and the Sphagnum moss plants. So the first one I have here is Akai Ryu, and again, this one has never been good for me. It was doing good for like a month, and then I don't know what happened to it. Over here I have Crimson Sawtooth. It was doing pretty good, and then it like died down a little bit, and then like a whole bunch of new growth exploded. All this was hidden once I cut off all of the dying traps. That's where I saw like all this growth. So this is probably going to be pretty full next growing season. And then I have UK Sawtooth. This has been doing pretty good. It's just been staying low to the ground, unlike this one that's been growing pretty big. But yeah, it does have some nice color to it. It does eat a lot again. Looks like I missed that dead leaf right there. But yeah, it's been doing pretty good so far. All right, so I just cut that dead leaf off. But yeah. And then here we have Trev's Dracula. Looks like it's getting some tiny bit of growth down there. But this one's been doing pretty good. Nice color to it too. Eating as well. So I like this one. The teeth on it are pretty good. So this one's been doing pretty good for me too. And I have Fts Towering Giant. Nothing to complain about either. Looking pretty good. And I have my long red fingers. Nothing to complain about. Growing pretty healthy. A lot of traps. Nice long red fingers. Its name, I guess. But it's been doing pretty good. And right here I have Wally. This one is just exploding with growth. Like, it just divides really fast. Does eat a lot of nice colors. So here I have like some Wallies that I divided from the original plant. So I just planted one plant in here, but now it's turned into multiple again. So that one divides pretty fast. So I'll probably sell some next year. And right here I have Fts Maroon Monster. I think this one is one of my biggest ones too, of my red clones. It's been doing pretty good. It does have some new growth right there that was hiding. That was being covered up by all the dead growth, by all the dead leaves. So hopefully now that it's going to be exposed to the sun, they grow a little bit faster. But yeah, I think it just needed a trimming. And here I have Jaws. So this one divided into 2 different plants from the main one. So the main one's doing pretty good. Nice sized traps. Eating as well. Not much color to it though. But it's been doing pretty good. And Shoop and Steel. This one's also been growing a lot. Nothing to complain about. Nice color on the traps. Nice size traps as well. Nice long teeth. And then just the petioles, how they're just all deformed like that, which look pretty weird and nice. but that one has like some baby growth right there too, so it looks like it has divided as well. So I think this one is also one of my favorites, so it's been doing pretty good for me. And my B52 really hasn't been doing much as I would like it to. I did trim a lot of the dead growth on it. Didn't have much either. So it's been relatively slow, but it does have some nice size straps to it. I haven't really seen the color to it just because it's been doing kind of bad. But it looks like it's getting some new growth right there, pretty healthy. So we'll see how it does in a couple weeks. And I have my Fts Flaming Lips. A whole bunch of new growth on this one too. I'd say about like 7 different plants in here compared to the 2 that I got when I first got it. I did trim a lot of the dead leaves off, but this one has been eating a lot, so not a lot of color to it, but it has been growing pretty fast and a lot of leaves. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, probably like 5 in there. So it does have a lot of growth points, so it's just divided so much. My Fts Lunatic Fringe has been doing pretty good. Nice size straps to it too. Nice weird teeth. The color on it is pretty good. I think this one was open, but it closed because I accidentally triggered it. But it looks like it's divided into 2 plants, but it's been doing pretty good. When they're fully open, they look really pretty. I'll see if I can get a picture of it. And right here I have my Wacky Traps. It's been doing okay. It's a slow grower just because it doesn't eat. But yeah. And then I have Biohazard. It's like divided into 2 plants, but it stopped producing bigger traps. It's just turned into small ones. So I don't know if it's turning back into its original typical form, or if it's just dividing and slowly turning. No, sorry. If it's dividing and it's just growing very slowly. And I do have my Alien. This one has been doing pretty good so far. It has nice traps on it. So I really like it. I'm wearing my Alien shirt from FTS right now. My Alien Flight Trap shirt. So I'm really happy about this one. It looked terrible to begin with, but now it's doing pretty good. And then I see like a little bit of growth down there, so it might have divided. And then here's my Colorado Hardy. It's been doing pretty good. It was relatively small, but it has been getting some bigger traps lately. This one has been shaded, so I'm gonna put it in full sun to see how it does. So see how much better it does, but it's been doing pretty good. And then I do have my Triton right here. I did clean it up. Looks like there's like 2 growth points in there. But this one's been pretty vigorous, staying relatively green. But it's been doing pretty good. So I really like the teeth on it and the shape of it. So as you can see, they like it stays connected at the end. I haven't really seen this one catch many bugs, just like here and there. But it's been doing pretty good for me so far. And then here I have Pac-Man. Pretty slow grower just because it doesn't eat as well. But it's been doing pretty good. Nice color to it, like orangey. And here I have my Fuse Tooth. So I did trim a lot of the dead leaves off. I did post this one on my Instagram as well yesterday. I am liking the traps on this one. Looks pretty good. Fused. They look really pretty. And I did divide as well. Small one right there. So hopefully it gets more sun. This has been doing pretty good for me too. And do I have my Coquillage, which has been relatively slow too. I don't think this one has eaten anything, but it does have some Utricularia in there. So as you can see, that one is flowering. Really pretty flower. So that one hasn't really done much for me. And Ginormous, this one was one that had aphids on it, but it looks like it did recover, but it looks like it's just some black tips right there. Probably because this one, I did drench this one in neem oil like 2 times. It's the only plant that got aphids. I don't know why none of them else got aphids, but this one was the only one that got aphids for me. So it was pretty ugly, but it did divide too into like 3 different plants. But I think it just needed a flush because of all that neem oil, so hopefully it starts doing better. And I do have Wolverine here too. It is doing better than Werewolf, on the teeth, but it's been doing pretty good too. Not much to it. I don't think this one eats. I don't think it has trigger teeth or anything, or trigger hairs, sorry, but it's been doing pretty good. And then Microdent has been doing pretty good as well. Not much to it. I did get this one like this, so it did have a lot of plants, but it's still been really small. Stays low to the ground. So I will repot this one and sell some next time, and sell them next year. So I'll probably have a lot of plants for sale next year. And here I do have my Ditcha Toma Giant, which I got in a trade for an extra B52 that I had. But I think it's dying just because it hasn't produced any new growth, and it did have 2 compasses to it. But I'm not really a Dracula person, so not a biggie. So I do have my Capensis. I don't know what's going on with this one either. Just hasn't really produced much growth, staying pretty dry. It did flower, so I'll see if I did get seeds right there. If I did, I'll probably plant them. So I'm just waiting a little bit more. And right here I do have all my Burgundy Bombers. So they have all been doing pretty good. Hasn't really gotten much color to it just because it's been the shady part as well. And here I do have my pot of cup traps. So yeah, they've been doing pretty good too. Slow growers. And here I have my UK Sawtooth. I did have one right there, but I think it died off. So I think I just have this one, so I'll probably just repot it next growing season as well. I'll probably sell this one just because I really don't want to keep an extra one. And I do have my Wally. But these ones have been doing pretty good. Nice color to it. I just have my Walmart fly traps. I don't really do much for these. And then right here I did have one that I did trade off as well for my other Shoop and Steel. It was like really tall and stuff. I don't know what happened to it. It's been in the sun the whole time, so this one has been getting full sun, but it just started producing really small growth. At least they didn't die though. So it's still alive, so hopefully, I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, ever since I got it, it's just been not doing so good, but it's been doing good because no black tips on the growth or anything. It's just died down and started producing smaller traps. I don't know why, but yeah. And that's all for my fly traps. And then I'll just go see my bug that I have. I did move that one outside to the little waterfall that we have. It's off right now. So I did have a Sarasonia right here. I did this one that I think a bird took it out, and when I came back from work, it was outside and it was all dried up. But I repotted it, see if it would come back to life or something, but I don't think anything has come up yet. Then here I just have another Sarasonia. I don't know the names of these. I took the tags off. I know this one is Yellow Jacket, Sarasonia crossed with Yellow Jacket, and this one too, and that one too. But they've been relatively slow. I think it's just been doing way better when I brought them out here in the full sun. There was a party out here and annoying kids ripped that one, but it's producing some new growth right there. This one just opened up a couple of days ago, so it looks really pretty. I don't know the name of this one, but this one's growing pretty well for me. And I just have a Lowe's fly trap back there. All my fly traps right here died, I think. This one died off. This one has been pretty slow. And this one, I don't know what's going on with that one either. But I think the other ones did die. So I'll probably have to repot. I'll probably make another bog pot next year and repot it and just switch it up. And I don't think I showed these ones. I do have these 3 extra ones that I was selling this year, but I think I'll just sell them next year. I don't think I'm buying any more plants for the rest of the year, just because fall is about to come up and they'll just go dormant. So there really isn't any plan for that. So I'll probably collect some new ones next year. So I do have the baby longword fingers. I am selling these, so if you guys want them, just comment. I am selling these as one, so I'm not selling them as separate. So I do have the cup trap right there. Angel wings, so as you can see, this one is open. I thought this one was dead, but it started coming up and has made a lot of new growth. And then longword fingers. So I am selling this if you guys want them. You can just DM me on my Instagram if you want them. Or I'll just wait until next year, once they get a little bit bigger. But they're not expensive. I think they're like $10 each. I'm not really sure though. But yeah, if you guys want them, just message me on Instagram. It's linked to my YouTube. It's also a Dirty Coochie's Carnivorous Plants. But yeah, so it's just my September update. I think I'll probably do another update closer to dormancy. I'm not really sure though, or I'll probably do one next month depending how they look. Depending if the ones with the black tips have started producing better growth, if any of them have died or anything. But yeah, it's also been pretty cloudy. So that's why I came out here to do the video, and it's also been pretty dark outside because the sky has been covered up with smoke because something's burning. I don't know what's burning. But yeah, well, thank you for watching. Sorry I didn't do the August update. I went on vacation. There was a quinceañera that I was in, and then I had to get my car fixed. So I was busy with that, and then I started school, so I was with that. So yeah, but everything's all good. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Yeah.